have a physical speaker, no Zoom speaker. Dr. Patricia and Woomba is a medical doctor who has worked with various international public health organizations. In the last 10 years, she's worked with various CDC-funded and USAID-funded projects. She is presently a 2-year PhD doing epidemiology and public health at the University of Nottingham. And she is doing some research, something to do with Ayurveda, and she wants to speak to us for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Also, everybody here, the Ayurvedic practitioners. So, yeah. So basically, I'm a medical doctor from Africa, Nigeria. So I trained in Nigeria, and can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So I wanted to be a consultant pediatrician. But when in my post-tertiary medical school, I found out that patients present late back home and they die. So it was very depressing because medicine is about making people better. So at the end of the day, I felt there should be something better. So I chose public health. And for me, public health, it's similar to Ayurveda. So what made me interested in Ayurveda for my research was my dad had arthritis, he had hypertension, he had diabetes, or multiple morbid condition, and he was now diagnosed with chronic leukemia, chronic myeloid leukemia. Less than 3 weeks of his diagnosis, he died. And I felt, as a medical doctor, I felt he died out of the result of side effects of the drugs. He might have died because of the comorbid conditions he had. So when I was coming for my research, I wanted to do childhood obesity. So at that point, everything I knew about medicine switched, and I felt there should be something more. Public health, and I stumbled on Ayurveda, and I found out that it had similar things with relationships with public health. WHO definition of health states that health is not just the absence of disease, but it's the complete wholeness of mind, body, and spirit. Ayurveda talks about that. Public health talks about prevention of disease. It talks about promoting health and prolonging life. Ayurveda talks about that. So I felt, and I looked and found out that Ayurveda is actually under research. There's no evidence. And if you want to integrate Ayurveda into the NHS, you need evidence. So I felt that if this thing does work, some quantitative studies have been done about Ayurveda and diabetes, that it works. But we don't have the experiences of people, practitioners who work in the UK. We don't know their experiences, the challenges that they face. We don't know patients who have used them in the UK. We don't know their experiences. So as we're looking at the quantitative studies, let's look, I feel for us to integrate it into the NHS, it's more of storytelling. It's more of lesson learned. It's more of experiences. What has somebody experienced from using Ayurveda? It's not just about the data, because I believe data at the end of the day, it's every data is somebody's face. For every data you get, there's a person behind that data. So why not get their experiences, understand why they choose to use Ayurveda? So my research is basically a qualitative research, talking to 25 practitioners and 25 patients to understand, okay, why, for the practitioners, what are your experiences, what are your challenges, your barriers, practicing Ayurveda in the UK. For those that I've interviewed, many of them have talked about regulations, in the integration into the NHS, access to quality drugs, and herbs. For the patients, most of them they pay out of pocket. So I just want to thank you, Dr. Amaji, that brought me here. This is a very nice place for me to get people who I can interview. And because I believe you are the practitioners, and for you to get the evidence, I need your footprints in my own science of time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So those of you who are not acquainted yet, we have with us this evening the Deputy High Commissioner of India, Shri Sujit Boshi, who we're very delighted to